I have a really good jump kick.
Why are you ready to go?
I'm ready.
You were like, I have a really good jump
I have
kick.
like, yeah! I'm really good.
Are you recording?
Yeah.
Oh, are we just going? I thought we were waiting for you.
No, I said we were recording from like 10 minutes ago.
Oh, bitch, we're just talking here. I don't know what the fuck we were talking about.
Would you be mine? Would you be mine? Would you be my neighbor?
Welcome to the neighborhood. I'm Gus.
I'm Christina.
I'm so excited. This is
I know.
great. This is our first episode of the pod.
How you doing?
How you doing?
This makes sense.
I'm so excited for this. So we're both from Bay Ridge.
Both from Bay Ridge. How you doing?
Both from Bay Ridge. Does anyone even know where we have to fill people in on what Bay Ridge is.
No one knows what Bay Ridge is.
Bay Ridge is, it's so funny because Bay Ridge is the last like 3 stops on the R train in New York City.
Stop.
It's so far.
Every time I would be like, yeah, I live in Bay Ridge. I'm like, what is that? Where? Who?
No. These
No one
transplants here that they don't know. People that move to New York City don't know where Bay Ridge
No,
is.
no one knows where Bay Ridge is. Everyone's like, oh, what is that? And the people who do know, they're like, oh, well, I need like a passport to get there.
I need a pet. What's that, Staten Island? I mean,
No.
it is.
No.
It is little Staten Island, I would say. It's pre-Staten Island.
How do I get this mic off of me?
My brothers both moved to Staten Island now, so it is a little...
Are they okay?
They're not, no. They're not. And my brother Dimitri is like 35 minutes. He's like right past the mall, like 10 minutes past the mall.
They made it nice.
I don't care if they made
I
it
heard
nice.
they made it nice.
It
Good
is.
for them.
There's like more buildings now. There's like a Primark. There's like a
Yeah.
whole thing going on. Yeah. Good for them.
I haven't seen it. I've just heard.
Oh, you haven't gone?
No, where am I going to go?
I went recently, and honestly, they did make it nice. They
I'm
did
sorry.
make it
You
nice.
know how many potholes I have to hit before I hit the Staten Island Wall? I got a 2008 Honda Civic. I can't take it anymore.
Just in Bay Ridge alone. Oh, Bay Ridge.
Jesus
But no, we grew up in
Christ.
Bay Ridge. We didn't
Yeah.
know each other in Bay Ridge.
No.
We
How
didn't-
many times do you think we passed by each other not knowing?
So many times. I probably passed by and I was like, who's that fucking...
Who's that
Who's
loud
that
ass?
loud ass Greek girl over there? That loud ass. But I do know that your mom used to have the store on the corner of my parents' apartment.
Yes,
where we grew up.
Gifts on Fifth.
Gifts on Fifth.
But that was so it was another family, and then they sold it, and then my mom and my sister took it.
Oh.
So it was 2.
So Gifts on Fifth was like right on the corner of where the apartment was where I grew up in.
That's amazing.
And Gifts on Fifth was where we would go to get all our labadas.
Your bubuñeres.
And my bubuñeres.
My sister made them.
For Easter.
Yeah.
Everything for Easter.
Were they really pretty? Were they like
They
fancy?
were really, they were
like
fancy.
That's my sister.
And my nuna always like got me the fancy one because she knew I was a gay little kid. She was like, I gotta get him the gayest labada.
He needs the sparkles.
The spark, the glitter. And for the people that don't know, so like our Easter, I know for like Catholic Easter, they do like eggs and like the pastel, the egg hunts and the
Yeah.
Easter bunny.
Yeah.
The only really like cute, fun thing that we did, I think, was the labada. And it was the
Yeah.
candle that your godparents would give you to go to church with. And the
it had
candle,
like a toy on it or something.
yeah,
like
they
a
would like deck the
car.
candle out. You can look it up. It's a giant candle, and yeah,
Yeah.
they'd put cars on it. They
Yeah.
would put like frozen
I
characters
don't know
on
how
it.
the car didn't like just melt.
I don't
straight to
understand.
frickin-
Yeah, they would just like tie them around. There'd be SpongeBob at some point. Some of them had SpongeBob shit, just the way Jesus intended.
Yeah.
Truly.
SpongeBob. He's a real Orthodox man.
Bob Osfugarakis
Bob Sfugaraki.
is the Greek way. Bob Osfugarakis. Bob the Spuns.
But yeah, Greeks can't say names like that, though. I had a boyfriend with the name Rob, and my parents could. They'd be like,
Rob.
they'd be like Rob.
Well, one time I called my grandma in Greece. She's dead now, but I call her and she's dead. This is years ago. Because I was reading Harry Potter, and I go, "Oh, I'm reading Diavazo Harry Potter," and I said it with my American accent. She goes, "What?
What is
And
that?
then I just go, Diavazo Harry
Harry
Potter.
Potter.
And she goes, "Oh, I saw it on the news the other day. It's a very popular book."
Dude, that's like all you have to do.
All you have to do.
You just got to change it up a
Harry
little bit.
Potter. Oh, it's not friends. It's friends.
Friends.
Flirarakia.
I'll be like, "Ba, get the GPS." And he's like, "What? The?" And I'm like, "Baba, the GPS." And he's looking at me. I'm like, "The GPS." And he's like,
GPS.
"Are pesto, pesto." Say it.
Just say it. Just say it the way it is.
I'm like, "Okay, GPS."
But we grew up in Bay Ridge.
Yeah.
I went to Fort Hamilton High School, but you went to...
Leanne M. Goldstein High School for the Math and Sciences.
Where was that? It was in Staten Island, wasn't it?
So I'm gonna. I'm gonna chuck you out the window.
Where was it?
It was in Sheepshead Bay.
Oh, it was in Sheepshead Bay. I didn't.
Yeah.
I forgot that. I did
It
forget
was
that.
inside the. I have friends from Staten Island. Okay.
I have friends from Staten Island.
I have friends.
Right? They're good people.
One of my best friends, Staten Island.
They're good people.
She's the best.
Good people.
One of the most creative people I know. She's a boss ass bitch. Yeah, it was in
It was in Sheepshead Bay.
it was in Sheepshead Bay. It was in the campus of Kingsborough.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Because the president founded it.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I never. Only time I've been to Sheepshead Bay for the movie theater.
Yeah, for the movie theater.
Because that was the only nice movie theater we had.
I know. My
Because the Bay Bridge, we have the Alpine.
I went to the school with the kid's father that owns it.
The Sheepshead Bay, the UA.
The Sheepshead Bay, the UA. I tried to touch his pee-pee, but it didn't work out.
They upgraded it. They upgraded the
They
Sheepshead
did.
Bay UA.
They
Apparently,
did,
I
yeah.
think so. I don't even think it's a UA anymore. I think it's something else.
Well,
I think it's a straight Regal now.
it is real. Yeah.
But it's nice. Like it was like, oh, if we want to go see like a nice movie,
And then you go to Cold Stone.
and then you go to Cold Stone. Yes,
Yeah.
you go to Cold Stone.
Go to Cold Stone.
I love I love Cold Stone.
You get Gold Stone or like TGI Fridays.
We used to go to Fridays. I
Yeah.
like Fridays. My parents love Fridays. Weirdly,
Yeah.
my mom loves Fridays.
Yeah,
You know, it's
fair.
weird. My parents love like Applebee's and Fridays, and they think like Red Lobster is like really fancy. They didn't know. I like took my parents to Red Lobster once. They were like, "Oh, the fish is so fresh."
He's really dining us.
Oh,
This
Red
night.
Lobster. Po. I'm like, oh wow, all I gotta do is take you to a $12
And then
restaurant.
you leave me alone.
Yeah, you leave me alone. I even, it's so funny is I stayed with my parents. I went to Boston with my parents, and they came to do like the show with me that I do, and at one of the churches, and like, I'll book like the shittiest hotel. For me, when I travel, I book like a Hampton Inn. I don't care. I love a
Yeah,
Hampton
you're
Inn.
like, I'm going.
Because
Done.
I like a Hampton. You get free coffee all day long. I love it.
Yeah.
It's easy.
It's easy.
So for them, I was like, let me show off a little bit. I booked them a 5-star hotel in Boston. My
That's
mom
really sweet, Gus.
hated it. She hated this. There's no free coffee. There's no free coffee. The coffee ends at 10. Where is the free breakfast? I have to pay $25 for these city eggs. They're terrible.
Malakias.
The room isn't even that nice. Puneto, where's the sabuan? There's no free soap. There's no this. There's no
You
that.
should have taken me to a Holiday Inn.
She goes, yeah. She goes, Otan, when last time we did a show together, you stayed at it was like a Hyatt, like a lower grade Hyatt.
Yeah.
And she loved it. She
loved
stole
it.
5 bananas. She took all the oatmeal. She
I
had
am your mom.
bags of yogurt ready to go, and she was like, "This is a 5-star experience."
Because I'm your mother.
No, literally though, that's how I feel going to Hampton Inns. I'm like, this is a 5-star experience.
I'm like, what? I can't take a banana or something?
There's free coffee all
Yeah,
day,
it's
all
beautiful.
day. I stay at a 5-star hotel. You're not gonna give me free
That's
coffee
all
all day.
you need to do to like make Greeks happy is just have like
Free coffee.
endless supply of coffee. We have 3 right here.
Why? For what? There's 3 coffees on the table. No one's drinking them. You want one coffee?
Which coffee
Two
do
fi-
you want?
And they're all black.
They're
They're all
black.
just straight black
Do
coffee.
you want black with more ice? Do you want
Do you
watered down?
Do you want it watered down, or do you want it slightly watered down? We got levels here.
Which ones do you want? Pick
They're,
your
they're
poison.
like, you know at Uniqlo where they have the heat tech? This is heat tech, this is extra heat tech, this is ultra heat tech.
And you get a nice fancy straw. Look at that.
I'm dead. All right, so
Delish.
Bay Ridge.
Bay
That's
Ridge.
but we met through Clubhouse.
Yeah.
Which Clubhouse was an app that existed for about 3 days during the pandemic. I mean, let's get real. And it was an app where you could like have
It was like a
conversations
live
with people.
podcast.
Basically.
It was like a chat room, an AOL chat room for adults during.
Basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like we met through there. And I remember like the first time I heard you speak, I was like, who is this?
Who's pretending to be me?
Yo, who is this? I was like straight up. First of all, without you saying it, you started talking, and I was like, "This bitch is from Bay Ridge. This bitch is from my neck of the woods." I could tell.
Did you hear how she said straw?
Yeah, and you told this story because we were all telling like crazy dating stories that day.
Oh,
I don't know if
God,
you
which one
remember.
did I say?
So this is how I met you because like you probably, I think you had already known of me by that point, but
Yeah,
we've
of
never
course.
met.
Yeah.
But like it's how I met you through that Clubhouse, and you told this story where you were like, I went on a date with this dude, and this dude comes back to my apartment, and yo, he's hot, he's smoking, he's good, he likes his mom. This is how she tells the story. And she goes, and then all of a sudden, he starts talking to me about, yo, can you believe these liberals are starting to defund the police? And I was like, get out of my house. Yo, get out of my house right now, I told him. Get out right now, Black Lives Matter. And that was how I met you. And I was like, I like her. She's fun. I want to do something with her.
God, I have such interesting
It was the funniest thing ever. And then it was, because the thing is, the Clubhouse was a lot of Greeks.
and
And a lot of, of Greeks, whatever. We have a pod, we can say. A lot of Greeks are a little more right-leaning.
Yeah.
And I could tell some people left their mics off. Some people did not contribute to that story, but several of us were like, yeah, that dude sucks. Black lives, we were all like, Black Lives Matter. And a bunch of people stayed very quiet that day, but it is what it is.
And
Yeah.
I've had that. I've had the, oh my God, maybe that one's for a different day. All right, I might as well. We're here, right?
Yeah, do it.
I accidentally hooked up with a QAnon member.
I can't believe that. How did you not know they were QAnon? Because they say it so quickly in the conversation usually. They're like vegans. They're very easy.
Ryan Gosling type moves. I was blinded by the neck. All the red.
I was
blinded
by
Call me John Cena.
Call me John Cena because I was blind. I couldn't see him. All right, okay. All right, you were blinded by the good pee.
Yeah, I had no idea. I didn't. Maybe it was just like, I was really horny, and I chose to just not see the red flags.
So did you just date? Did you date him, or
No,
did you hook up? You just hooked up.
No, it was like a hookup.
Oh,
it was
good.
one
Okay,
time,
okay.
and it was great. And then like the second time, we were like, okay, and like I connected with him because I was like, oh, cool, he has a dog.
Oh, and then he started talking
He's
about the pizza
cool.
parlors in DC, and you were like, I gotta go. Pretty much.
No, he started.
He was like, you were like, yo, you want to grab pizza? And you were
like, what does that mean?
And he was like, yeah, what are you trying to take me in the back with Hillary?
Cuff her. He pulls out like the zip tie.
Okay,
mask over my head.
So you hang out the second time, and what happened?
So and I'm gonna be expressing this story for like story purposes. So he was bitching about how someone like backed into his car, right, or whatever, and it was a Jewish family, Hasidic Jewish family, right?
Those people can't drive.
They can't drive. I'm sorry.
I'm kidding. It's a joke. We're gonna say things on this podcast that are sometimes inappropriate,
Yeah,
and then after that, we're gonna say we're joking.
It's a joke.
And if and you know what? And if you don't like it, then maybe this podcast is not for you. But we'll have fun. We'll have fun.
But so he said like that happened, whatever, and we're like, oh my fucking God, and like Brooklyn people, New York people, like there's different ways how we say something. We always say like this, like the Greeks, the Arabs,
oh, 100%,
the Chinese. Like
yeah.
That's what
we do.
You know what I mean?
We
like,
just have that thing.
It's
yeah.
not. It just that's how we talk.
But because I think it's like like that's how we grew up. Like we experienced like growing up with different people. Like I didn't realize how different it was growing up until I went to NYU. And at NYU, there were several people in my classes that would be like, I have actually never met a Jewish person until I moved to New York. And I was like, oh, wow, that's crazy to me. I can't believe that, because I spent the first 17 years of my life surrounded by every type of person under the sun.
Yeah.
Like we even had like a trans substitute teacher. Like we had it all. We really had everything.
Yeah.
And so we could form our opinions and like really learn about things really quickly. And other people like didn't. And so when they moved to New York and people talk like that, it's very disarming for them.
Yeah, we would just be like,
oh
like,
yeah, the air's over there. Yeah. You had because everyone's name, because you had skinny Mike, you had fat Mike, you had Asian Mike, you had black Mike. It is what it's not.
I have a black Mike in my life.
It's not my fault that all these dudes were called Mike.
Yeah, be more original.
Be more original. Be like Michael. Someone go by Michael, so I don't have to call you Jewish Mike. That's your fault. And if you don't want to be called Jewish Mike, get a different personality type. You know what I mean?
That's it.
We can call you Crazy Mike. We have a Crazy Mike.
We have a Crazy Mike.
I like the one kid that gets called like Crazy. That's the wild one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The fact that we could like remove everything from this, like he's Greek, he's this, he's that, he's this.
He's crazy.
No, this dude's Crazy Mike.
This guy, you don't want to mess with him.
You don't want to mess with Crazy Mike.
You know why? Because he's crazy.
And then there is QAnon Mike, which is who you're dating.
I'm not dating him.
I'm kidding. But all that said, continue the story.
Yeah, so he comes, he's talking about like he told me about it earlier, and we're like, oh, fuck, whatever. And he comes over, and he's still talking about it. And now he's getting even...
Slightly anti-Semitic about it.
Yeah, now he's like, inflections are weird.
Ooh.
I'm like... Why is there a comma after that? Why are you going upwards?
Oh, no.
And then he's like...
It was more like, oh, yeah, the Jews, and more like the Jews.
Yeah,
and I was like,
why is it
oh!
a downward in the Jews instead of the Jews? It's the Jews.
No.
And I just looked at him and I was like, yeah, but fuck them for hitting your car, but wonderful people, right?
Just the best people.
Yeah, and I'm like... Right? And he's like, oh, you know how they all are.
Oh,
and I was like,
no. And we're out.
And mind you, okay? We're already
just
sitting
burped.
on the...
I'm so sorry.
You minded it. You minded it. We sat down on the couch, and I already gave him Tsikoudia from Crete. My last fucking thing. Where do I look? This is...
Where do I look? Where do I look? Where do I look? Because this part's gonna get real.
This part's real intense.
This is the pot.
No, this is it's the distilled grapes.
Yeah, distilled grapes. Yeah.
From Crete. It's it's not ouzo. It's kind of like the Greek grappa.
It's basically it's like moonshine.
Moonshine.
It's
that's
basically
good.
moonshine.
And it's
a good way
authentic. It was aged well. It was. There was so much, and I gave him the last fucking cup of this. So now he's sitting on the couch and he's saying this, and I'm looking at him, and I'm like, "What do you mean?" And he's going off, and he's like,
I see him putting the cup down at one point, and you grabbing the cup and being and spilling it and just pouring it back in your original bottle as he's talking.
I don't want his QAnon cells in it.
Yo,
be gone.
Yeah.
But yeah, and he just started talking about all this stuff, and I then sat there with him for 2 hours, trying to
fix it.
I was like, let me listen.
Right. This is
Let me have a conversation.
Right. Yeah. This was use it as an opportunity to just be like,
let's figure it out. You know what I mean?
Maybe we can end racism right now and right here.
We're gonna do this
on
my freaking IKEA couch.
Let's go
right now. We're gonna make history. And we just talked, and he was giving me all these things, and I was like, all right, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt with that. I'll say that is true.
Okay.
And I would give scenarios, and at some point I saw his wheels turning. I remember the one thing was we chose Trump because he's the only person that can get through. He knows what's going on. And I'm like, all right, I don't know what's happening. Why isn't he speaking to me? If he needs to break through to people to get into my brain, why is he speaking? I don't know the language. I don't know the lingo.
And his wheels started turning.
And he was just like, no, because that's just how it is. He backtracked. I was just like, and we're almost there. And
no, you're not gonna get it. You can't get it. You can't get it. I have a friend not a friend. I have someone in someone in a family unit. You know what I mean? Somewhere. I can't name names, but there's someone in a family unit somewhere that's QAnon, and you just it's just gotten to the point where you're I just can't talk about pizza or babies or
anything,
Hillary Clinton or anything with you because you go right into it, and they really go right into it. It goes from 0 to 100 so quickly, and you're always like, oh,
okay,
oh, yeah. I was at a Greek fest once, and I was doing a show, and then afterwards, one of these guys was like. One of the organizers was like, come with me. I want to treat you to an ice cream sundae because they had baklava sundaes. And I was like, because they had a Greek fest. And I was like, sure.
An ice cream sundae. It's so cute.
I don't know, man. I was like, sure. And then I thought he was going to give me the sundae and I was going to go and eat the sundae. No, I thought he was going to give me the sundae. I was going to go and eat it by myself. And then he's talking to me. He gives me the sundae and then he's talking to me. And I'm realizing, I'm going to have to eat this sundae, the whole thing, while he's talking to me. And, 3 bites into the sundae. And it's big. It's you have to imagine 2 scoops of chocolate ice cream and then baklava on top.
And you're just
and whipped cream. And it's I had just done the show. I'm, exhausted. And I just, wanted my dessert, And 2 minutes in, he's like, I know I liked you because I could tell that you're just like me. And I go, what do you mean? And then he goes, I don't want to really go to New York because and then he goes right into it. He goes, because those liberals. And I was like, oh no. was like, oh, here we are. And then like it went so crazy so quickly. And I just started like pounding the sundae back because I was like I know. I was like literally because I was like, if I can get out of here, I can get out of here. Like I have to get out.
This
like,
is oh god.
I was like, I felt like Jordan Peele. I was like, I have to get out.
I have to get out.
I have to get out.
Yeah. At this point, I'm like, I don't know, fucking liberals, this, that. We're all fucking shit.
No, yeah,
it's the hard left rights that I'm like, even I've had to check my own fucking.
I've had to check
down.
Yeah.
Crazy person right
I've
now.
had to check my own stuff to be like, that's not the way the world works, Gus. That's not going to happen. Yeah, that's not realistic. Yeah. Let's get real. Yeah.
But yeah.
So we have the Bay Ridge connection. We're also both Greek. If you have not figured this out by now. And yeah, I mean, I have a big-ish Greek following on the Instagram and the TikTok. And you do as well, and you have a lot of New Yorkers.
Yeah.
And I don't know, we felt like it would be a great idea to like do this podcast together. We both have the Bay Ridge connection. We're both Greek. And we have, we're both like artists in a way. We're both content creators. And I think it was just like an ideal way of like bringing us together. And I think that's why we wanted to start this podcast.
Yeah, we got a lot of opinions, so.
We got a lot of opinions. And Welcome to the Neighborhood is, I think, our title because it's Bay Ridge, it's New York, but it's also like.
You want to tell the story?
We're all about hospitality. We're Greek. You tell the story. No, you tell the story.
Up with Welcome to the Neighborhood.
No, you tell the story.
All right. So, Christmas time, okay? Dyker Lights, the most beautiful experience you'll ever have. It's wonderful.
Yeah, the Dyker Lights are great. So if you don't know what the Dyker Lights are, there's a neighborhood in Brooklyn called Dyker Heights. And a bunch of the rich Italians back in the day used to decorate their houses
and it's phenomenal.
Gaudy Christmas decorations.
The best.
The gaudiest Christmas decorations you've ever seen. And a lot of them do the same exact decorations every year. And like there's like a couple, like 3 or 4 like really famous houses that do it.
Yeah.
But now it's become such a thing that like all the houses do it. And
all the houses. And it's been like that for a while though.
It has.
Like growing up little, like we would go and see them.
Growing up, it was like a neighborhood thing that you just did.
But
like,
now they got the buses.
There's tour buses. There's food trucks. There's hot chocolate trucks. There's cops. There was never cops before either.
Like, it's just like, where's the peacefulness?
There's street closures. It's like it's a whole tourist thing now.
And because of the bus, you get all the traffic.
The traffic is. I mean, if you live in that neighborhood, it's
the worst.
It's unbearable.
Listen, people should go and see it, but also it's like. Get on the freaking train.
Get on the N train, get on the R train, and walk.
Walk around and freeze your ass off.
Are you a New Yorker?
Or what?
Walk. You say you're. Oh, I'm a real New Yorker now. Walk. I'm a real New Yorker. Stop taking Ubers everywhere.
I walked with someone
Take the subway. Sorry.
For 10 minutes, and he was like, my knees hurt.
10 minutes.
I was like, I'll throw you off into the river.
If Google Maps says a walk is like less than 30, I walk.
I walk.
Less than 30. 30 is my max.
New York's got me walking all over the place.
Everywhere. I'm not going to not walk.
I'm in North Carolina. My family moved there. I'm like,
I'm on the side
there.
Of the
I'm on the side of the highway.
I'm on the side of the... I know. LA, I would do the same thing.
All you hear is like...
I lived in a kind of walkable neighborhood when I lived in LA, and I would walk everywhere, and I would people would look at me like I was homeless the whole time. Yeah. My mom one time, because my mom doesn't really understand, because she moved straight to New York, and they never left New York. Like, they never left New York. They would go, New York, Greece. New York, Greece. So my mom and my parents don't understand that like most of America is built with suburbs and like strip malls. Most of it. Like the only real walkable city in all of America is New York. Like, yeah, I mean other places are walkable, but you still eventually need a car if you want to live there. You need a car to get somewhere.
Yeah.
You can visit and walk, but you need a car if you live like Chicago, you need a car if you live there mostly. It just is what it is. Going? So she's not used to it. So we went to Miami once, and Miami's pretty walkable for the most part. Depending on where you are. And she wanted cigarettes. And the other thing my mom doesn't realize is that other places don't have bodegas and delis, and you can't just walk in and get cigarettes everywhere. You can't get cigarettes at CVS or Rite Aid anymore.
No, those times are gone.
She started walking in the 85-degree heat. She's walking, and we get a phone call, and she goes, "I'm lost. I have no idea where I am. I'm at the gas station. I found cigarettes. Don't worry." She goes, "Of course I found cigarettes, but I have no idea what I am." And I go, "But you're at a gas station. What's the gas station?" She goes, "I don't know. I see a sun." I was like, "You're at a Sunoco." You're at an effing Sunoco. And we start Googling like Sunoco's near us. She's 3 miles north.
How'd she walks fast.
She walked for 2 hours.
Yeah, lady needed her cigarettes. She
She
needed her stoves.
Imagine being that desperate. You walked 3 miles in the wrong direction.
See,
and we went and picked her up.
My parents discovered like they were the same. New York, Greece.
Yeah.
And then my sister moved to Chicago and
wow.
had kids.
Oh, so they're in the suburbs.
So then they started traveling over there. And you know, my mom was like, and then like I encouraged them to move. I was like, go be grandparents, like go go be a yaya, papu, you know. And then they're out there. And she's like, Christina, I never knew that there were places like this outside. It's like, what do you mean? She's like, you get into your car, you drive, and everything is there. I'm like, Ma, that's Long Island. And she's like, no, but it's different. All the night.
My mom hates it. She went because we went to South Carolina and it's very like small town there.
Yeah.
And she was like, "How do people live like this? You get in your car to do everything.
Everything. I can't. I get a headache.
Everything.
Get a headache.
They're not bored. Get in your car. You drive here. Get in your car. 1 minute drive. 1 minute drive.
Question though. Did you guys have a driveway growing up?
No.
Okay.
We got a driveway like when I was 16.
Okay, we never had, even to this, like we never had a driveway, right? God bless, home, warmth, everything, but we never had a driveway. So my mom all the time was goddamn parking.
The parking in Bay Ridge?
Goddamn parking. So now when she went there and there's parking, she's like, this is heaven.
Oh, yeah.
Christina, this is heaven.
Oh, my God. That's so funny. My mom thinks the opposite. She's like, I don't understand why they did this. Like, she's like, why did they build it like this?
It's
why
ridiculous.
Why did they build it all nice? Like,
Yeah,
it's all
I agree
these
with her.
terrible strip malls. She's like, not just that. You have a CVS here, a Rite Aid here, a Walgreens here.
Why do you need that all there?
Why do you need it all there? And then you ask people there, and they're like, well, because if I'm on this side of the road, I'll go to the CVS. If I'm on that side of the road, I'll go to the Walgreens.
You mean you can't walk across?
No. Why would they do that?
Why?
Unbelievable.
Ridiculous. But anyway, back to Dyker Heights.
Oh, back to the Dyker Lights. Yes.
So yeah, so they're gorgeous, they're beautiful. Don't take the bus. Don't ever do it. But now we're like walking around, we're filming, and we're having fun.
Yeah, we're filming and we're just chilling.
And
yeah.
we're just chilling. And we're goofballs, and now together we're even bigger goofballs.
Yeah, we're goofballing.
We're goofballing.
And it was a light day. Let me just point that out.
Yeah.
It was a pretty light day. We went on like a random Tuesday,
Yeah,
and it was
it was
early.
random.
So it was like a good day to go because it wasn't crazy packed.
Yeah, and then there was this couple. They were French.
French.
And French fry. And
Baguettes. There were 2 baguettes there.
There were 2 baguettes there, just standing and filming. And she was filming, but as we were walking and being stupid, I like caught it last minute that she was filming, and we walked by. And as we walked by, we were like, oh, sorry. Like we were like just being silly. And she got so mad that we walked by her filming this house. And she was just like, oh, putain. How do you say shit?
Merde.
No, that's
Isn't it?
what's putain?
Isn't
I
it-
can't do
isn't
French
that-
accent.
I thought it was. I thought shit was merde.
Or fuck.
Oh. Merde. I thought it was merde. Merde.
Anyway, she's like,
I
oh,
don't know.
putain, whatever that
I
word
think
is.
that means bitch.
bitch. Oh,
That
she
means-
called me a bitch?
That means like putana. That
Yo,
means like
find
straight
her
up.
right now.
6 months later, Christina's like, wait, she called me a bitch?
She called me a bitch?
This whole time I thought she just said shit. Now she called me a bitch? Oh, I'm flying to Paris
ready.
right now.
I'm ready.
Yo, we're flying JFK
Get
to
this mic.
Charles de Gaulle.
I'd rather go LaGuardia. It's nice now.
Oh, LaGuardia is nice
It's
now.
nice
The fountain.
now. It's nice now.
Oh my God, that fountain rocks. One
gorgeous.
time it was 6 a.m. I was at that fountain.
And you're just like,
yo, I popped an edible.
you're just watching
And
it.
I was at the Dunkin' Donuts line, and I was looking at it, and they were playing like a weird tribal, like African version of New York, New York by Frank Sinatra, and I was vibing. I was like, they paid
Mr.
12.
Flight.
They paid $12 million for this. This was worth it. Good for them.
Good for them.
Everyone's
Good
like,
for
I
you,
can't believe they
LaGuardia.
spent that
Good
much
for
money on a
you.
fountain. You did the right thing.
Yeah.
I started filming. I started telling people online at Dunkin' Donuts. I was like, look at that fountain. Fuck your cold brew. Look at the fountain. Look at it. It's like freaking out.
There's tribal music coming from it.
So good. It was like New York, New York. I was into it. It was great. Anyway, all this to say is, then this French lady starts yelling at us.
Apparently, she calls me a bitch, and then I walk by and I kind of like mocked her, going further, and then like whatever, it was what it was, and then we turned the corner, and then now we're like looking at a house, and we're like, oh my god, this is beautiful. And then this woman comes out of nowhere. And comes up nowhere. That's where she's from. She comes out of it, and she comes around, and she goes up to us, and she's like, you should be much more respectful of the people around here. And I just looked at her and I said,
this is what she said straight up. Looked at her, and this is quote unquote, this isn't like made up. No, it's not like, oh, I thought this in my head and I didn't say it. No, Christina went off at this woman completely.
I got so pissed off because it's like everyone's filming. Everyone's like trying to have a good time, So you're going to come up to me and be mad that like we walked by your camera. So I just looked at her. I was like, you know what? I was like, I was born and raised here. This is a neighborhood family setting, all right? I was like, no one cares about your camera. Welcome to the neighborhood. Enjoy the freaking lights that these people took how long to put up, and everyone's coming over here, and you go out on a freaking bus, okay? Making traffic worse, coming around, getting your camera out, and expecting everyone to walk and mosey on around you. Do you know the neighborhood that you're in? This is Dyker Heights. This is Bay Ridge. No one's calm. Everyone's extra.
This literally was what she said to her. She goes, do you know where you are right now? I'm from here. I grew up here, bro. I grew up here. I know these streets. You don't know just because you came here on a bus. And then she goes, enjoy your visit. Welcome to the neighborhood. So that's why this podcast is called Welcome to the Neighborhood.
Would you be mine?